Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the FC's Football channel. And we are back with a Let's Talk. This time it's Manchester United 3, Omonia 2. And we did the job, didn't we? Look, did we play unbelievably? For the majority of the game? No, we didn't. I don't think we were great for a lot of it, but we got the result. And that, at the end of the day in football, that's what it's about. I do want to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Obviously, you saw, if you've seen the thumbnail, you know what my opinions on him. He's washed. Is he finished? I think so. Let me just tweet out the stream. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, as a player, look, he's obviously had a famous career. Will go down as one of the best ever. There is no doubt about that. But that doesn't change what he is now. What he is now is washed, is finished. Today, he was crap. He was really, really rubbish. And he didn't score. I think he got an assist in the end. And how many attacks did he ruin? How many chances did he have to score and didn't? People blame poor form. But is it just because he's not as good as he once was? Ego deflated after a summer where he was begging for a move and no one came for him. And he's come into this United team and looks, well, bang average. Like, he looks like nothing special. He doesn't look like arguably one of the best football players to ever have graced the game, does he? No, he doesn't. He looks, well, Marcus Rashford came on, looked better than him. Anthony Martial came on, miles better than him. That's what I've got to say. Matthew, no need for that. Does the Rashford goal count as an assist for Ronaldo? I don't think so, to be honest. But that's what I mean. The one assist he does get, it's a shot, isn't it? It's a shot. Like, he hasn't meant to find Rashford there. He's shot and it's going wide. And that was Ronaldo's game today. Just shooting and missing, shooting and missing, shooting and missing. Give me Wilfried Zaha over Cristiano Ronaldo. I've said it. I'll say it. Give me Wilfried Zaha back. He can't be any worse, can he? Like, Ronaldo, like, it. Hold on. Like, right at the end there. It was Ronaldo, I think it was Eriksen and Martial running forward. And I think Martial gives it into Ronaldo. He has loads of... There's one defender, I'm pretty sure. Martial is central, so he's got the best opportunity to score. So Martial has it, gives it to Ronaldo for loads of space to run into. What does Ronaldo do? Passes it back to Martial straight away. 2 feet, aka stopping Martial from being able to run with the ball to score. Because then the defender can just go meet him one-on-one. Essentially ruining an attack just because he wanted to be the one to score. And that pisses me off. He's had so many chances. I tweeted it out during the game. We were treating him like a Make-A-Wish player. Like kid. Make-A-Wish kid. Doing all we could to let him score. He misses an open goal. Misses sitter after sitter. I mean, we haven't got to player ratings yet, but we're going to do his now. He gets an assist. Ruined Wan-Bissaka's 2, didn't you? Well, no, Wan-Bissaka is... I prefer not to speak. I prefer not to speak. I still like Wan-Bissaka. I just don't. He's probably just not. He's not suited to this United team anymore. Ronaldo gets a 3. Which is funny, because that's probably the amount of goals he should have scored today as well. I mean, look, talking on just the performance as a whole, how good were Manchester United today? Not great, especially in that first half. We had loads of the ball, but we didn't create next to anything, did we, really? The opportunities we did have, wasted by Ronaldo. There was a really good save by the goalkeeper, Fabiano, to deny Anthony. But I think generally in the first half, while United were the better team, I don't think we were great. And they hit us on the counter-attack. They attacked well. Obviously, it was a mistake by Thuram Malacia that let them open the scoring. But apart from for that chance, and well, I guess the second goal as well, they didn't create much, really. I thought defensively we were generally all right. Like, 2 mistakes cost us, really, in the end. But, I mean, look, if we play like that against Everton, we lose. And that's the concerning thing, because this team right here, that's our starting 11. That is the team that will play against Everton, more or less. I think Anthony Martial starts over Ronaldo. I think Luke Shaw might start over Malacia, and I probably would. If Varane's back, then Varane will play over Lindelof. But I'm not 100% sure about that. And then I just think Martial and Rashford probably play over Sancho and Ronaldo. And I think that's more or less the first team squad. And was it great? Not really. That being said, I think with Ronaldo out the team, United will be much better, because, like I said, it was like playing with 10 men for a lot of this game, because we were just we was either trying to force it to him, or we were carrying him, because he doesn't offer anything. That being said, I think, like I said, the rest of the front line in that second half, Martial, I thought he came on, was fantastic. Rashford looks brilliant. Looked brilliant. He really, really did. He looks dangerous. He was running at players. He looked confident. But at the same time, he weren't just running into brick walls. He weren't running into players. He knew when to run, when to stop. And it looks like he's really taken the time over pre-season with Erik ten Hag and worked on his game, worked on his footballing IQ, essentially. And he's looking great. He's looking close to back to his best, which is obviously a good thing. And Marcus Rashford at his best is brilliant. He's a brilliant player. And the more we can see of Marcus Rashford at his best, the better. I mean, we can start going through the players, and we can talk about them individually. David De Gea, like I said, he generally did all right. Conceded 2 goals. Neither of them were particularly his fault. He gets a 6. Dalot, he gets a 6. Dalot, not great, not awful. He was an average. He had an average game. I weren't unhappy with him, but like, I'm not screaming from the hills about it. That sort of performance. Realistically, he's a player that I think we've got. If we want to get to the top of the game, Dalot isn't a player that can be there for us, in my opinion. I don't think he's at that level. I think you look at the likes of Reece James at Chelsea. That's the level we kind of want to be aspiring to. Dalot, for now, is fine, and maybe he can grow into that. I don't quite think so. But I think he's a good player. And for now, he's all right. A solid 6 out of 10 performance today. Lindelof, I think he's somewhat at fault for the goal. I'm going to give him a 5. He was all right. Lindelof wasn't great. He's a classic backup centre-back. Is he good enough to start for Manchester United week in, week out? No. I think we've known that for a while, though. He's a backup centre-back. Has been for the for the last 2 years, and he's fine for what he is, but he isn't any more than that. Lisandro Martinez continues to impress me. I thought he had a very, very good game again. I'm going to give him a 7. The way he can just step out from the back line so easily, break lines, he's so good. And for all the talk about his size, he still wins his duels. Whether it's aerial or he lets him bring it down, and before he wins the ball and tackles him, he does it. And he's looked fantastic since joining that Manchester United back line. I think he looks comfortable there, and he doesn't look out of place. And that's what I really like about Lisandro Martinez. He gets on with it. He's got that dog in him as well. Fantastic centre-back. I think he's a really good bit of business, Lisandro Martinez. I'm really happy with him. Tyrell Malacia. I'm going to give him a 4. I think he was at fault for the first goal. Obviously, not good defending whatsoever. Disappointing me. If it weren't for giving away the goal, he probably would be a 5. I don't think he was as good as Dalot. Probably similar level to Lindelof, but give away that goal is big. It was a big goal to give away. And as such, he drops down to a 4. He was better than Ronaldo, worse than Lindelof because of the mistake. As such, a 4. Casemiro and Eriksen. Look, I really like Eriksen. I said it in the first. I think he's gone under the radar as such a good and clever signing. He's playing out of position, but I think he's doing a really, really good job there. So creative, and he helps so often in the past. Man United had a real problem with getting that ball from the defenders to the forwards and to the front line. Eriksen helps to alleviate that issue. He's a fantastic play between the lines. He can pick the ball up anywhere. Can play diagonals. He can play any sort of ball you want. He is a gem of a player. Honestly, so good. Today, I don't think it was his best game, especially knowing what he's capable of. And because of that, I'm going to give him a 6. And the same goes for Casemiro, really. I don't think we're seeing Casemiro at his very best yet. And I think we need to kind of start seeing that sooner rather than later. We know how good he can be. We've seen him for however many years at Real Madrid, balling out, bossing that midfield. Isn't quite doing that for Manchester United yet. We're seeing moments here and there of what he's capable of. It's not quite happened yet. But I think it will come. It will come. It's just about being patient. Letting him grow alongside the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Varane when he gets back, Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes. Develop those relationships like he had with Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. With, well, I guess Varane at Real Madrid, Eder Militao, Alaba, so on and so forth. And like I say, I'm sure that will happen. And when that does happen, we will see the very, very best of him. I've said before that he needed to be playing over Scott McTominay, and I hope that's starting to happen now. When Scott McTominay came on today, he was very, very poor. I think he cost us a goal. As obviously, if you watch the watch along, you would know. Generally, I think while McTominay was in better form up until that Man City game, Casemiro needed to come in because McTominay, as a footballer, isn't as good as Casemiro. Casemiro, a 7 out of 10 from Casemiro is better than a 8 out of 10 for McTominay sort of thing. So, I'm happy Casemiro has been put in. Now he needs to continue, get that game time in before we go to the World Cup and get him used to playing with this group of players and in this system. And I think we can have a fantastic midfield double pivot of Casemiro and Eriksen. Until we get to January, hopefully then we can sign somebody else. Because while Eriksen has done a good job in that role, if you change Eriksen for Frankie de Jong, for example, we're better like that. Moving on to that front line, Anthony, I'm going to give a 6-2. I thought Anthony was quite good. He looked dangerous when he got the ball, I think. At times he was doubled up on. and they went in hard on him, but I thought he dealt with it well. Nearly scored a very, very good goal. Was dangerous, was creative throughout. Should have scored. He had that great chance where he tried to put it across to Bruno when he should have just slotted it past the goalkeeper. But generally, he had a good game. Generally, I was quite happy with his performance. And yeah, I have no real complaints about Anthony today. Bruno Fernandes, I thought he was really poor. He's probably on the levels of Cristiano Ronaldo, to be honest. He got subbed off, and rightly so. He was really, really poor. Just wasteful in possession. Simple passes going astray. Not a good day for Bruno Fernandes. Jadon Sancho, he had a poor game as well, really. Probably in line with Tero Malacia. He gets a 4. I just thought he was a bit... What would be the word? He wasn't a threat. He was too passive in the game. At times, I think he let the game run past him and he weren't involved. He weren't taking people on. We know what Jadon Sancho is capable of, and he's not showing it right at the moment. We saw Marcus Rashford come on, and that's the sort of things we want to see. We want to see him running at people, trying to take people on, committing men, because we know Jadon Sancho has that quick feet, can beat a player, get across into the box. That's what we want to see from Sancho, but we're not seeing it enough. He didn't offer us anything really on that left-hand side. And the same with Tero Malacia. And when those both came off for Shaw and Rashford, we saw the difference. Those two were great. Malacia and Sancho, not so much. And obviously Ronaldo, we've already given him the 3. I'm sure a lot of people will be wondering why. Because a lot of people love Cristiano Ronaldo. I like Cristiano Ronaldo. But the thumbnail, I stand by it. He is finished. The amount of wasted opportunities caused by Cristiano Ronaldo today is unreal. We look at kind of the player, like different apps player ratings. He's getting 4s. He's getting 3s. Right, we'll go FOTMob because I've got that on my phone. We'll see what they gave him as a player rating. They gave Ronaldo an 8.4. Interesting. Oh, I saw somewhere that someone told me earlier he got a 2.6 on something. What did WhoScore give him? I suppose that assist would probably boost him up, and the fact we won 3-2. WhoScore also gave him a 7.7. Wow. Well, I mean, let's talk. We can talk about his shots. So Ronaldo today had 8 shots. 8 shots today from Cristiano Ronaldo. 1 on target. 1. He won 50% of his aerial duels. An 89 pass accuracy. Or pass success rate. Like, what can you really say? Like, he's wasted so many good opportunities today. Like I said, how can you have 8 shots and you get 1 on target when you're Cristiano Ronaldo? Like, how? And it's not even just the shots. Like I said, there was that opportunity. Martial and Ronaldo, and I think it was Eriksen, chasing forward. Martial gives it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo should run with it, and the last second, give it into Eriksen or give it into Martial, who will then have essentially a free shot from middle of the goal to score. As high value of a chance as you're really going to get. What does Ronaldo do? He gets the ball from Martial, plays it first time back to Martial's feet. Why is that an issue? Because what Ronaldo's doing there, he's being clever. He's thinking, I haven't scored today. I'm playing against some Cyprian team in the Europa League. I haven't scored yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to force the ball back to you when the ball shouldn't be going to you, ruin the momentum on the counter-attack. So when it comes to the play shooting, it's probably going to fall to me. Forcing ruining an opportunity by forcing it so he can have the shot, so he can be greedy. Not to mention all of the chances where we're literally stopping all momentum, trying to put it on a plate for him. We gave him an open goal and he's missed it. Like, I don't know how anyone can rate him highly today. But I'm sure people will. Mark Goldbridge, I guarantee Mark Goldbridge will give him a 6. Minimum. He was awful. Really, really awful. When it comes to the bench, Marcus Rashford, I'm gonna give him an 8. I'm also gonna give Martial an 8. Shaw can have a. He can have a 7. But Tomini can have a 4. Ray can have a 5. So on Shaw, we'll start from the defense. We'll start on the as the list goes. So Luke Shaw, he gets a 7. I thought he was very much an improvement on Tyrone Malacia. He was a danger on that left-hand side. I thought he brought us a bit more control as well. I just thought generally he was very good. And look, I've said it. I said it throughout the watch along. I think Luke Shaw is a better left back than Tyrone Malacia. Start of the season, Luke Shaw's form was bad, and Tyrone Malacia came in, was in good form, kept his place, earned a place, and he deserved to. However, form is temporary, class is permanent. Luke Shaw is a better left back than Malacia, and eventually we will see Luke Shaw come back into that left back spot and become the number 1 again. I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later, as it stands, with Luke Shaw playing against Man City and obviously today off the bench, playing very well, with Malacia not playing well in either. I like Luke Shaw. I think he's more of a complete player. Yes, he has flaws to his game, but so does Malacia, so does everybody. I think generally Luke Shaw is a better left back than Malacia. Malacia's not a bad left back. He's not Alex Tellez, who I did believe was a bad left back. Malacia is a good left back. Luke Shaw is just better. Scott McTominay cost us a goal. I thought when he came on, we looked worse generally. McTominay's not as good as Casemiro, shockingly. Like I said on the watch along, the goalkeeper is booting the ball long. McTominay is watching the ball drop, could header it away. Could just bang, header it away. Could take it down his chest. Could bring it down on his knee. Could bring it down on his foot. Could do any of that. Get the ball down. Get the ball away. But what does he do? He watches it drop, turns his back, and then has piles of players running at his back, pressuring him. We lose the ball. Or we're then like suffocated in. I can't remember it all exactly. And eventually it comes to Lindelof, tries to clear it, makes a mess of it, and then they eventually score. All culminating through Scott McTominay just not doing the basics. Putting his team under more pressure by not just clearing that ball or bringing it down. By letting it drop. It's literally Sunday League stuff. You get told, when you play Sunday League, don't let the ball drop. Watch the bounce. And we didn't. He didn't. When Fred came on, just slightly below average. I don't think he wasn't terrible, weren't great. I just think slightly below average. Probably lost a little bit of control of the game. It became more of an open game when Fred came on. And then Rashford, obviously 2 goals and an assist. well, he probably deserves a 9. Either way, he's going to get my man of the match. 2 goals and an assist. So fair play to Marcus Rashford. He had a very good game when he came on. And I'm happy to see it. Look, I've been a big critic of Marcus Rashford over the last year or two. He hasn't been good enough. But when he is playing well, you've got to applaud him. You've got to give him his flowers when they deserve it. He played well today. So fair play to Marcus Rashford. Play like that every week, son, and you'll be getting far more man of the matches, far more praise from me, because he was absolutely fantastic today. And then Anthony Martial, he does what he does. Came on at number 10. Today he didn't play a position that he's comfortable on. He's never played number 10 before, and he played off the right, which is a position he's never really played. When he's played on the wing, he's usually been on the left. Generally, he scored his goal, scored the goal that put us 2-1 in the lead. Big goal at that point in the game. Just when he came on, I believe it was his 3rd touch. Generally, he was just really good. Hold-up plays good. Link-up plays good. Anthony Martial changed the game when he came on alongside Shaw and Rashford. I said that at the time. He's just a fantastic player. And my only criticism of him would be that he wasn't playing up top, and that he was trying and having to try and accommodate for Cristiano Ronaldo. That's my only criticism of Anthony Martial today, to be honest. And Erik ten Hag, what does he get? I'm going to give him a 5. We won the game, but sticking with Ronaldo, I think I wouldn't have. Maybe not. I've gone McTominay and Fred. The return of McFred wasn't ideal. But then at the same time, and obviously it was a close game and it really shouldn't have been, which brings him down. But I like the fact that he experimented, took Bruno off for Martial, put Martial at number 10. I think that was an interesting experiment. Don't know how often we'll see that again. But I thought it was an interesting experiment. I thought generally the first 3 subs were right. The 2 subs for Shaw and Rashford at half-time was great. Martial then came on, changed the game. And eventually we won it. And that's all that matters, really. So 5 for Erik ten Hag. Anyway, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated and help to get that ticker in the top corner where it says 489. Let's get it to 490 before I tune out. Now, of course, we have got more content coming to and for you guys tomorrow. I believe we've got Premier League games tomorrow. Let me double check that. Because United play on Sunday, so we will have a preview and a watch along for that. Hopefully, I'll be much better. Obviously, I didn't do a preview for today's game because I am ill, as you can tell. No, we don't have Saturday thingy games, so that's all right. But so tomorrow, either way, we will have a Premier League preview out where we'll go through all the games of game week 10, give our predictions for it all. We'll have a preview out on the Saturday for the Everton game, and then a watch long, of course, for the Everton game as well. So plenty of content here on the FCS Football channel for your guys' enjoyment. Like I said, if you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below. Subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you all in the next one in a bit. Peace.